Hello friends, welcome to this video Alteryx hands-on questions. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started with today's topic. Today we will be using an Alteryx macro to accept a password from the user and check if the password is valid or not. To do that, we'll use the Regex functions. These are the conditions for the password. The password must be at least 8 characters long. It should have at least one uppercase, one lowercase, one digit, one special character. And finally, there should be no repeated character. Moving on to Alteryx, the first thing which we will have to do is we will take a text input tool. We'll pass a sample input, name it password and pass a sample password to it. After this, we'll go to the interface tool and we'll bring in our text box. Okay, you can change this display text as enter the password. Then you'll connect this text box to this lightning icon of the input. This will enable the action tool. In the action, there are multiple options. So we'll keep it as update the cell, which is update row 1 and the value which is we are passing the column 1. Once this is done, we'll have a conditional block to check the conditions. For this, we'll use the formula tool. I'm creating a column called as length where I'm using the function length and trying to pass the password to it to get the length of the password. Next thing is I'm creating another column which is check length where I'm checking if the length from the previous pass was less than 8, then it is invalid, else it is valid. And if to check the alphabets, digits and the special characters, I'll use a regex max function along with if. So regex max takes the string which is the password. We have to give a pattern for it to match. 0 is for case insensitive and I'm comparing that with -1. -1 means there is match has been found. 0 means there is no match found. So if it is -1 then it is valid, else it is invalid. Now let's try to decode this regex expression. This is the expression which we will be using. Here it's important to note that we will have to use positive look-aheads. Positive look-aheads are used to ensure that the string contains all the required characters. That is, it should contain uppercase, lowercase, digit, as well as special characters without actually matching those characters. If we don't use that, it will be difficult because if we are making group, it will take into account the same order in which we are writing that. So for that, positive look-aheads are important. Positive look-ahead in this expression means this question mark with an equal to. This allows a regular expression to match any string that contains the required characters in any order as well. So the first symbol which we have, the caret symbol, this matches the start of the string. This question mark equal to is positive look-ahead. Dot and asterisk matches any character except in new line 0 or more times. This means that the regular expression will match any string that contains 0 or more characters before the lowercase, uppercase, as well as the digits. This brackets, if you see, these are used to denote a group. So the entire expression, which we see the first one, starting from this bracket till this is a positive look ahead which checks if the string contains one uppercase letter. Then similarly, we have this as a for lowercase. D is used for digits, so this is for at least one digit. And finally, this one is used to check if it contains one special character, that is a character that is not a word character or a white space. The final one, this dollar, denotes the end of the string. So we are using this caret and the dollar so that it matches the entire string and not just a portion of it. Square brackets are used, which is A and Z are kept in square bracket. This means at least one character from the set, not at least one character from the set will be taken. Okay, it should be present. So this is how we'll decode it. Moving on to the next one. Here I'm using the regex tool to count the repeated characters. I'm passing the column to pass, which is password. In regular expression, I have this expression is in bracket, I have a dot and then slash one. Let's check this one. So the bracket we have seen is denotes a group. The dot is for a single character, and slash one means it matches the exact same text that was matched by the first capturing group. The first capturing group will capture one single character, and this one will again check whether the character in this captured by this single character is same or not. Okay, we'll use the output method as pass. We'll check the case insensitive part. Now if there is a repeated character, it will return as a repeated character, okay? If it is not, it will return as null. Using the formula tool will again create the validation. So we'll check whether the password is valid or not. For that, if the length is valid and the special check is valid and is null of the repeated letter. So I told you right here the repeated uh, if there is a match or a repeated character, the string or the word letter will be returned. And if it is not, nothing will return. So we are using that is null function here. Then it's a valid string, otherwise it's an invalid password. Finally, we'll have the macro output from the interface. To check this, we'll have to create another workflow where we'll right click, insert and insert our macro which we have created. And we'll use the browse tool to check. Here it gives us a pop-up to enter the password. So I'm entering this to check whether it is valid or not. So if you see the length is valid because it is 9 characters. The special is valid because we have small caps as well as digits and special characters. There are no repeated letters, so it is null. And so total overall, this is a valid password. Let's check the scenario for the others. For character length, let's try this. So it shows the length is 5, which is invalid. So finally, our password is invalid. You can try out the upper, lower, or something. Let me just try and show you this upper one. So you see the check special is invalid and overall the password is invalid. Same, we can use the lower case. Here you can use the digit. You can check with this string. For one special character, we can use this. Finally, for the non-repeated characters, I'll show you this one. So let me run this. So you see the repeated character is A, therefore the entire string is an invalid string. Okay, I think this was clear. Thank you so much for watching.